When you hear the name Jesus, what does that invoke for you? Perhaps, I reckon there's a whole bunch of different feelings in the mix for people, whether that's a sense of deep devotion because you have a relationship with Jesus. Maybe it's an eye roll in the sense of, oh, there's that name again. When you hear the name of Jesus, what do you attach to it? Perhaps that's more distant memories of school nativities and Christmas cards through the door and TV adverts. Or perhaps they're closer memories because you're part of the church or you're connected with a group of people who also follow Jesus. If you could ask Jesus one question, what would that be? We believe that as Christians, Jesus goes beyond the 5-letter name that he has. He goes beyond the TV adverts. He goes beyond the Christmas cards. He goes beyond the school nativity plays. We believe that Jesus is alive and that when we bring an invitation to him, he responds. And so we can invite him into our lives, and with that he brings his peace and he brings his love and his mercy and his grace and his passion, and he brings his very presence himself into our lives. So as we watch for this next wee bit, my encouragement to you is to lay down any preconceived ideas of who Jesus is, and to simply ask the question, Jesus, would you show me who you are?
For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Jesus has shown me the Father many times in my life. He's shown me that God always has his arms wide open, ready to welcome us back when we mess up. The story of the prodigal son has been really prominent in my life. I feel like I live it out every day. I'm constantly going back to God, asking for forgiveness and grace, and he's constantly giving it to me. I've messed up so many times. I've walked away from God. I've turned my back on him completely. I started looking for validation in other things other than him. And when I turned towards him again, when I chose to come back to him, he had his arms wide open, ready to welcome me back. Since then, I've seen his provision, his grace, his forgiveness, and his love for me every day, all the time. And I feel like we're so fortunate to be able to have a relationship with God through Jesus being sent on Christmas.
He who was before there was light, walked across the pages of time. He who made every living thing, behold him. He who heard humanity's cry, left his throne to wake as a child. He became like the least of us. Behold him, Jesus, Son of God, Messiah, the Lamb, the roaring Lion. Oh, be still and behold him. Son of God, Messiah, the Lamb, the roaring Lion. Oh, be still and behold Him, Jesus, Alpha and Omega, our God, the risen Savior. Oh, be still and behold Him. Oh, behold Him. Behold Him. On your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Christ is the Lord, and we'll praise His name forever. His power and glory evermore proclaim. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine, oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
So life was like a series of never-ending storms all around me, and I was in the middle, frantically trying to put all my pieces together. Some things helped for a bit. Drink, drugs, self-destruction, all helped shut out the noise. Then came work, life, fake it till you make it. But still the storms would come. I mastered getting on with getting on, raised my son the best I knew, worked hard, played harder, and the storms would settle and rage again. When my mum died, everything fell apart. I was utterly broken, and I couldn't put the pieces together. The mask was finally off. But then a few special people came into my life, and a few God incidences started to happen. And I found myself in church one Sunday, the same church actually that had settled my soul about 15 years ago. But this time I leaned in. I listened, I kept coming back. I finally gave myself permission to let it all go and let out all the things that I'd been trying so hard to hide. Shame, regret, depression. I let my tears and rage roll like thunder, and my tears flood into that safe space. People gave me space to be me. And the more I listened, the more I felt it. The more I finally surrendered everything I tried so hard to hide. And life started to feel a little bit better. My marriage, my work. There she is. Here I am. Me, designed by God. I no longer felt out of control because I gave it all to him. It was the hardest thing to relinquish, but it's been the most freeing feeling I have ever had. The more I tried to be who I thought I should be, the further away I got from peace. Jesus has me now. He crossed the river between us, held me in his arms, and showed me the way, transforming me. I am loved. I am worthy. I am me. There is peace finally. If you want peace, you just have to ask. Jesus, that is. He's there. He's waiting for you, like he was for me. He is my ultimate counselor.
What is your name? It's the first question we ask when we meet someone new. It's the first step of getting to know that person, of being invited into a relationship. What's the name of your friends, of your family, when you hear their name spoken? Do you think of their characteristics, of their qualities? Names are weighty and they hold meaning. Jesus' name is no different. His name has a meaning, and it's a really important, significant one. Jesus means God saves. For all the years of people waiting on God and crying out to be saved from the darkness, all those years, all those texts, all those writings, it led up to this moment at Christmas where Jesus is born and God's rescue plan is put in place. Jesus' name means God saves, and Jesus is God's rescue plan. But Jesus also has another name. He's called Emmanuel, and this also has a really important meaning. Emmanuel means God with us. In all the celebrations, it means God is with us, but in all the pain as well, it means that God is with us. What exactly is this God like who is with us? Well, we know that he is wonderful counselor, and he is mighty God, and he is Prince of Peace and everlasting Father. And we see this through Jesus' time on earth. We see him bringing this peace through healing people. We see him being a wise counsel through telling us 1,000,001 incredible wisdoms. And we see him bringing people on the outskirts of society into relationship, into community, into a loving environment. Jesus is Emmanuel. Emmanuel is God with us. Jesus didn't do his saving from afar. He came on earth and did it here with us, amongst us. I don't know what Christmas is like for you. I don't know what this season brings. It's often a time of reflection. It often brings memories and happiness thinking about times of the past, but it sometimes brings a bit of hardship, a bit of struggle. Well, God with us means that he's with us throughout all these reflections. I heard a story once of a woman who came to a Christmas Day concert, and she heard carols being sung, and she saw people drinking mulled wine, and she saw people eating mince pies, and yet she felt like she was ruining the party. See, Christmas isn't a time for someone who has grief. Christmas isn't a time for someone who's broken. She thought Christmas is a time for family and joy and celebration. But instead, here I am struggling. That's when she heard Jesus speak. He said, that's not what Emmanuel means. Emmanuel doesn't mean celebration and mince pie and mulled wine. Emmanuel means God with us in our brokenness and in our struggles. See, God with us means that God came for us for this pain, to alleviate this pain, to rescue us from this pain. Yes, Christmas is a celebration, but it's a celebration because God's come as our rescue, not just a celebration about advent calendars and candles and angels and tree decorations. Jesus came to us as God with us. He was human and experienced what it was like to live life with a bit of brokenness. And so when Jesus comes, he knows what it feels like. See, he was powerful enough to come and to be God's rescue, to be Jesus. He was powerful enough to defeat the darkness and to defeat the sorrow and to defeat anything in life which brings us down. And yet, he came as a baby. He came gently to deal with our pain gently. He came as a human who was fully God, who had the power to defeat all this sorrow, but had the gentleness and the knowledge of what it's like to be human with pain. He came into this world to walk with us in our highs and in our lows. He was not distant, and he's still not distant. This Jesus, God saves, God with us, is still with us. And it all starts at Christmas, with a baby born into the world to two parents living away from home and laid to rest in an animal's feeding trough. This is God's rescue plan. He's Emmanuel, God with us in the highs and in the lows. So this Christmas, what does it mean for you to have this Jesus in your life?
Isn't he beautiful, beautiful? Oh, isn't he Prince of Peace, Son of God? Isn't he? Isn't he wonderful, wonderful? Oh, isn't he Counselor, Almighty God? Isn't praise your name forever, Lord.
And so as we get closer to Christmas, all that's left to say is that I wish you a very Merry Christmas. My name's Libby, I'm the online pastor, and if you have got any questions or you want to figure out if you want to explore Jesus more, then I'd love to hear from you. All the details are in the description box below, so you can find out all about who we are as a church and how you can find your place. Please do check out if you want to come to some of our in-person carol services. We'd love to have you through the doors then. But otherwise, have a very Merry Christmas.